Welcome to Your Daily Bread with Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark, where he is inspiring us to maximize our potential.
Good morning, people of God. Trying to get some of this wake up juice in me. I hope all is well. Happy 4th of July. You hear me? Real good, honey. Thank you. And I know this coffee ain't gonna be right because I ain't had time to doctor it up. And I'm using a new cup, which means my measurements is on it. But it's all good. Woo! Hey! Good morning. Grace and peace be unto you from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Once again, I'm Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark. This is your daily bread. It is the 4th of July. I don't know who's on, but I got up this morning and I said, I want to go talk to my people. So if they on, I'm talking to you. Hey, Khalil, good morning. Carol, I knew Carol's going to be here. What's happening, Carol? Pastor Simmons, good morning to you. Happy 4th of July. Cheryl, hey, Cheryl, it was great to see you Sunday. All right. Okay, I'm on. Like it, share it, follow, subscribe. We got 14, 15. If you don't make a little bit of noise, I know how it is. It's a day off, 4th of July. People's schedules change. At whatever. Y'all see, I got a new cup. Well, Lenore brought me this new cup from Mississippi. Thank you for our sister that drove to meet with Pastor Nor, and she brought me a gift and a cup holder. So I got a coffee cup. I messed up my coffee this morning. I think I can save that. I think I can fix that. It ain't too bad. Good morning, Mother Goodman. Evelyn Goodman, good morning to you. I sure did enjoy seeing you and hugging you Sunday, hugging your neck and being just in your presence. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Mother Clark. Hey, Mama. Happy 4th of July. Erica, I see you. I see you, Betty Buckhannon. If you all make some noise that you're on, the numbers are going up. I'm on small talk. Man, I wish I can doctor this up right now. All right. One of these days, I'm gonna have a full kitchen and everything on my set so I can get up like the TV people that's cooking and go over here and mess with my coffee. Who knows? Okay. I just was thinking through it, and y'all might have to Google and look it up a little bit and tell me what y'all come up with. What I want to talk about today. Hey, Nora Burgess. Hey, Nora Burgess. I miss you, Nora Burgess. Good to see you on. Paula's on. Good morning. Cheryl Jackson is on. Good morning. And others. Y'all like it, share it, follow, subscribe. Luana Shannon. Others are coming in. If you all make some noise, we want to know that you're on. I want to know. Okay, let me get into it a little bit. When things lose their meaning. Today is the 4th of July, and it's Independence Day. It's a day that maybe 230 years ago, something like that, 220, 250. 1777. How many years is that? 77 is 23 plus 20, 3 is 46. Okay, 246 years ago, the United States declared its independence from, what is it, Great Britain, the European nations, the Queen of England, all of that. And it's said that Christopher Columbus discovered America. That is a mess right there. Stuff I've read about Christopher Columbus, that's a mess. Check out, Google Christopher Columbus, right? Google him. He was said to be an explorer, but others would say otherwise. He was a criminal. He was a rapist. He was a murderer. He murdered women and kids, indigenous people, natives. And I read that he never set his foot on American soil. He never been here like he discovered America. No, he didn't. He was traveling. He was traveling, supposed to be exploring, finding the new worlds. He thought he was one place and he was another place. Y'all know maps hadn't even developed to that great extent yet. They didn't have no satellite and all that. So I think he ended up in the West Indies or something like that. One of the little islands, even some would say the Bahamian Islands and things of that nature. But he didn't come to America. The story is he was in trouble. They was talking about putting him in jail and killing him. He said, all right, well, for the most part, banish me. Let me go and do what I do. And they sanctioned him to go. And it was like an alternative to them putting him in jail. So he was not this stand-up guy. And when he would go to different places, not America, but different places, he would rape the women and children and kill the kids and kill the men. And he was a monster, terrible. And he was lost half the time, didn't know where he was. And some other explorers came to America and they wanted to, because they had to fight and conquer the land, and they took it from the Indians, and there was a lot of killing and a lot of terrible, and they wanted to pin it on somebody. They didn't want to take responsibility for the horrible things they were doing. So they knew that Christopher Columbus, and that wasn't his real name, it was something else, but it was Christopher Columbus. The first name was different, Christophilus or something. But anyway, Christopher Columbus, they just said, we're going to put it on him. He got a bad reputation already. Everybody know he's a no good person. So let's pin this finding on him. And that was one historical reading that I read. And the genesis of the history of America, 13 colonies, it was terrible. They stole the land and killed people, and it was terrible. Enslaved people, raped the women. It's terrible. And there were early settlers. There were not only Indians, Native Americans. There were other early settlers that had come from other places around the world, possibly even Africa, that were here. But again, they took the land. They took the land. They took everything in the land. They took everything on the land. They took all the animals. They took all the raw materials, the woods, the trees, everything, and so on and so forth. And they claimed it for their country. Now, you know, other countries had come here and had claimed other parts of the country, like the Great Purchase. What was it? Down through Mississippi and St. Louis, the whole middle section of America. Had been claimed and owned by the French or by another country. And we had to purchase that, the Great Purchase, from them. So how is it we get this half of the country, East Coast, the middle is claimed by somebody else, and then all the way out west in California, they got that. And after a lot of fighting and war, and the British, Great Britain, they wanted taxation. They wanted to tax all these people without representation, right? I have to brush up on my history. I got to brush up, but I do know that they had sanctioned the boats and sanctioned supplies and sanctioned soldiers and warriors and all that stuff to conquer and this, that, and the other. But they were getting the land, claiming the land. People were building their lives on the land, but the people back across the pond wanted to tax these folk and act like, this is our territory too. And then y'all way over here. Now, wait a minute. Y'all want us to pay taxes. Y'all want us to do all this. Tell you what, no taxation without representation. If y'all not here, if you don't live here, you cannot say you own this property. And so y'all had to Google this because I had to brush up, y'all. I had to brush up my history. I got to brush up on my history. So what is it? The Tea Party, right? They sent some supplies over from Great Britain, and to show them that we don't want y'all stuff. We here, we good. They attacked those boats, turned the boats over, and all the supplies and stuff was there in the water, and it was the Boston Tea Party. They turned the whole bay into a cup of chai. I like chai tea. Only one person know what I'm talking about. Chai is tea. If you watch Spider-Man, you would know that, the new Spider-Man movie. Chai tea. Chai, tea. Nonetheless, the Boston Tea Party, right? And eventually, we went to war. We had to stop fighting the Indians and Native Americans and all that, and had to go to war against the British. The British are coming. And we fought for our independence, and there it was. July 4th, 1777, 1776. I forget, 76, I think it was. America declares its independence. And here we are, 246, 47 years later, about 800 years before Columbus. Musa took a fleet of 700 ships from the Milan Empire to the Americas. Thank you, Pastor Jerome Kempfer, all the way from Cape Town, South Africa, chiming in. That's what I'm talking about. You have to brush up on your history. The Milan Empire was in Africa. Yeah. Now known as Mali. Absolutely. One of the richest men ever lived, if not the richest man. I know about Musa. Absolutely. Everybody ought to be chiming in. Y'all need to brush up. Don't make me start Googling and reading today. But my point is, and thank you, Pastor Camfier. I almost want to get you on. You're probably not set up and you're probably holding a baby. I probably want to just bring you into the whole conversation. Nonetheless, we fought for our independence. America declares its independence, and America has a terrible, terrible, terrible history from the 1700s to now. Terrible history. History is terrible about the formation of our country. It really is terrible. With slavery, with all of the treatment of indigenous people, the Native Americans, and other races and nations that have come here. Now, the thing about America is it is a melting pot. It is made up of peoples from all over the world. It's amazing, and especially depending on what state you're in. I'm in the sunny state of Florida. It's a melting pot. I meet people from Germany, Switzerland, Australia. I mean, people from everywhere all the time. Jerome, past Camp Fear, you're up in Chicago. Chicago is a melting pot. A lot of Canadians, a lot of what you call it, like Nova Scotia, Czechoslovakia. Like you have a lot of Argentinians. Like I wouldn't know what to call that. You know, you have Asian, you have African. I don't know what that is. Nonetheless, California, New York, forget about it. It's just melting pot. And you know what? More and more of the nation, even there in Ohio, for those that are watching, it's a melting pot. You know, more and more as time progresses, we have more and more people, foreigners, that have flooded the country. And now it's interesting. You can really see that the spirit of racism is still alive and prejudice is still alive. It's a mess. From the standpoint of the brown skin, I like your brown skin. Is that India Irie? Anyway, the brown skin people are treated, black skin, brown skin, dark color, people of color, treated very different. On the Mexican border, all these brown skinned people trying to get into the country. Oh, no. We don't want them in. We don't want them in, says America. Ukraine has a war, and our nation, we going to sanction $60 billion to help them. We got to get them asylum. We got to get them this, that, and the other. They're not brown skinned. Those are Caucasian, white brothers and sisters. But it's interesting how we just are indifferent. Still that racism, that prejudice. There was a story, 5 Caucasian people in the submarine imploded, dead. It controls the news media, the news cycle. We got over 700 people on a ship, colored folk. Boat capsized, several hundred people die. Don't even make the news. Don't even make the news. Why? Because they black. Racism, prejudice. So it's just a microcosm of this world that we're in. I'm trying to get to my point, as I'm talking through it, because my lesson today, or my observation, I should say. Now I want y'all to chit chat, talk in. If y'all on, say something, make a little noise. Say something. We got 35 people on this morning, and give us more, give me some more. And that is, here we are, 4th of July, we blowing stuff up. Today is the day we blowing stuff up. They got parades, they got parties, they got celebrations, they got this, that, and the other. And for what? What are they celebrating? Because certainly we are not celebrating our independence from Great Britain. We're certainly not celebrating that. We're not. In other words, the real meaning of this so-called holiday, I don't know why they call it a holiday. In Africa, Jerome, you all always say, I'm going on holiday. I'm going on holiday. It's a metaphor for like having a weekend or a party or some vacation. Oh, he's on holiday. She's taking holiday. He's on holiday. I noticed that. And holiday is holy day. It literally means holy day. A lot of times holiday is ascribed to stuff that ain't nothing like holy. Y'all know ain't nothing holy about the 4th of July. Come on now. This is a holiday. It's a national holiday. Word holy in the scripture implies uniquely different from anything else. A lot of people confuse holiness with righteousness. Holiness is not righteousness. Righteousness means right standing. It's righteousness is the picture of you have an argument with your husband, your wife, and then y'all reconcile. Y'all make it right. Now y'all in right standing. Somebody apologized, and y'all on good terms again. You're righteous. You're meeting what is expected. They expect this of you, and you're meeting that. Are we right? Are we righteous? Are we good? Are we in alignment? Are we in agreement? Or do we have concord? That's righteousness. Righteous, brother. Righteousness. But we apply our own meanings to these words. Right standing, to be right with God, to have right standing with God. But holiness means to be uniquely different from anything else. Uniquely different. If you had 16 cups and all of them were blue and one of them was red, the red one would be considered holy in the concept of the meaning of holy. It's uniquely different from everything else. God is holy. His word is holy. His people are holy. That's why he calls his people out so that they could be holy. I want to call the Levites, I call the people unto me so they could be a holy nation. Why? Because the other nations, they're not holy. That is totally W-H-O-L-L-Y, holy, H-O-L-Y, holy, completely holy. You know, it's sanctified means set apart from, consecrated means set apart unto. And that is the connotation of holiness. A lot of people have come out of the world, but they have not come unto the presence of the Lord. It's Moses, take your shoes off because the ground that you're on is holy ground. You've been climbing the mountain and the mountain is nice, okay? But the ground that you're on in my presence is holy. This is sanctified. This is uniquely different from anything else. Here I go. I'm going on and on and on. But the point that I'm making is today is not a holiday. It's not a holy day. Today is not a holy day. Now it's a holiday relative to the definition that we ascribe to holy, right? Pastor Camphor is hollering at me. We should talk about the whitewashing of the modern translation of the Bible and the bleached interpretation of the modern theologians. Yes, we should. Yes, we should. You know, there's so many people around the world that reject Christianity, and a lot of people of color reject Christianity because of the whitewashing. You know, I got into that a while ago. You open up a whole nother can right here, Pastor Camphor. And that is, the African influence in the scriptures, the changing of the maps and the borders in northern Africa, and the true lines of the descendants of Abraham and where they lived and who they were. Were they people of color? And absolutely, the Egyptians are people of color. They're color folk. They ran the world. You know, it's interesting. Moses, hey, who is it? Abraham takes a slave, an Egyptian slave, a black woman, Egyptian slave, Hagar. He enslaves her. But then, you know, you sow a seed, you reap a harvest. You sow to the wind, you reap the whirlwind. Then years later, his descendants are enslaved where? In Egypt. You enslave her, they enslave you. It's interesting. It's interesting. And so when you start looking at, I got this book right here. I was reading through this book, The Women of the Bible for Women of Color, right? And it just starts talking through the different women of the Bible that you would not think are women of color. And it almost mentions, I'm like, my God, this one too, that one too, that. It almost mentions every woman in the Bible. Because in that region, you had to have color. You had to have pigmentation in your skin to even live and survive in that area. I mean, you take Caucasian people, put them over there, they can't live over there. They don't have the nose for it. Their nose is not wide enough to just breathe. Come on now. Their skin can't take it. The melanin, they don't have enough. Interesting. And so the whitewashing through the artwork, Jerome Camphor, they painted all of the scenes, biblical scenes in white. Everybody's white when you look at the paintings and the artwork from the, I guess it's the 1400s, 1500s. Whitewashing. And even the scriptures, the way they changed it, the way they interpret it, the way, hey, I done been through my my classes in Black theology. I certainly have. But I'm gonna jump back on. I'm gonna jump back. I'm gonna jump back on a this lesson this morning. But yeah, Jerome, we gonna stir that conversation up. We're gonna stir that conversation up. Nonetheless, America is the 4th of July, and we're celebrating our independence. Not the meaning is gone. Let me focus in on my lesson today. The meaning is gone. That's not what we're doing. Number one, we don't even feel our existence 50, 60, 70 years, however old you are. You don't feel any celebratory history of being disconnected from Great Britain. As African Americans here, we glad. Hey, we glad that slavery. We glad they're in South Africa, apartheid. Okay, you glad for the steps and the movements that you've made. But believe me, they still will be blowing some things up. You still got a day off work. It still says a holiday. It's a holy day. It's not a holy day, but they still says a holiday. We got some time off. But the truth is, we're going through the motions of parades and fireworks tonight and all that. And hey, they should call this the 4th of July is Rib Day. It's National Rib Day. Hey, National Cook-Off Day. What is it? It's Hamburger Day. You know what? Maybe we should call it Family Gathering Day. What we should call it? Family Reunion Day. Picnic. Then picnic. Even if you say picnic, because even that has the connotation of pick a nigga day, the history of slavery in America. So it's interesting. But whether it's whitewashing or brainwashing or just a culture washing, it is amazing the world that we live in and we actively participate in, that we do so many things with no meaning. It just don't mean nothing. That's my point. My point today is this day means nothing to many Americans. I'll say that. Let me just say that. Is it a day in history? Yeah. But the significance of the day really means nothing. And I think it's very interesting, a conversation. Hey, I hopefully y'all can take some of these conversations with you today. That we at times celebrate some stuff that it's not even worthy of a celebration. It factually happened. They was trying to tax those that had come, but those that had come, and it's plenty of land for everybody. There could have been some integration of other cultures and races, even as there is in the land, but it didn't have to go down the way it went down. Killing and stealing and taking and raping and all that. It just didn't have to go down like that. That's jacked up. And okay, thank God for, whoever you got your ships from, who you got your money from, who you got your support from, right? You pay that money back, or you pay whatever the toll is. Okay, y'all want to be free from and not taxed. Okay, well, pay this X amount of dollars. Okay, pay the amount and go about your business. But, here it is, over 200, just about 50 years later, the propaganda of celebrating the 4th of July. Some people say, I'm June 16th, I'm Juneteenth. Okay, that's significant, where slaves were completely emancipated and became into law. Okay. But in your own life, I'm proud to be an American, right? Born in the USA, born. What's these other patriotic songs? A couple other patriotic songs. Now, I have so much fun at the football game, the basketball game, when they sing the national anthem, because I love the national anthem. And I love the people that sing it. I mean, when they can sing it, they get all kinds of different people singing. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early? Oh, so proudly we hail. Oh, man, I get into that. The bombs bursting in air gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say that the spangled banner, yeah, yeah, powerful. But I mean, are you a patriot? Are you very patriotic? As I've traveled abroad, I am very glad that I live in America. I'm very glad. At the same time, I've been to some countries, man, the way they do their healthcare, forget about it. Have y'all been up in Toronto? Have y'all ever been to Canada? Man, the health, I got people trying to text me. The health, the way they do the health is nice. They got the health care, education. A lot of countries pay for kids' education, go to college free. Like, what is going on in America? They need to add that to the 4th of July, right? Pay the doggone health care. Send the kids to college. Educate your own people. Now, if y'all want to be celebrating, do that. Now, what is slick about this nation, live anywhere in it you want to, get education. If you can get one, and you can do anything you want to do. You can be an entrepreneur. You can start your own. You don't want to buy a Ford. You can start your own motor company. You can start your own. You can build your own car. Like, what do you want to do? It's the land of the free, dude. Now, you got some racism. You got some prejudice. You got some doors closed in your face. But this is a free enterprise, dude. Whosoever will, let them work. But there are many things in conclusion today that we celebrate there are many things that we celebrate here in America, especially, that they just lose their meaning. And I hate to tell you, there are a lot of religious things that come to pass, even when the time comes around for the celebration of the birth of Christ, the celebration of his death, burial, resurrection, Easter. You read about the history of that. That'll trip you out. Even the time where the December 25th is declared as a time that we'll celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. People don't know. That was not the time specifically that he was born, but it's the time that, the world does pause to acknowledge that. But a lot of the celebrations, religious and or otherwise, they lose their meaning. They lose their meaning. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. People want to celebrate their birthday. Dare I say that at times even that loses its meaning? Wow. Your birthday, the day that you were born. Yep. For a lot of people, it's a day to get high. For a lot of people, it's a day to get drunk. For a lot of people, it's a day to get wild. It's a day to get buck wild, act stupid, act a fool, get laid. It's a day to get drunk. It's a day, I don't know. It's my birthday. Okay, what do it have? Okay, what is your purpose? Why were you born? What is the gift of you? What is the meaning of you? What is the purpose of you? What is the reason of you? What is your impact? How are you doing? What have you done with the years you've been here? What is your plan going forward? Who has your life impacted? Have you been an extension of the Lord in the earth? Are you God in the flesh? Are you a word that have become flesh? In the beginning was the word. Word became flesh. In the beginning was the thought, plan, and purpose of God. Thought, plan, and purpose of God manifests itself in Christ. Well, you too are a word. The thought, plan, and purpose of God. And what have you been doing? Going to jail, robbing, stealing, killing, sleeping with everybody I can, making babies that I don't father or that I don't mother. Like, what is the impact? It's your birthday. You didn't even call me on my birthday. Dude, you don't ever call me. Did you give me something for my birthday? No, I'm still waiting on that $1,500 you owe me. Come on now. I'm just trying to say that there are a lot of things that we celebrate. They lose their meaning. And today, boom, boom, boom. For what? I think I'm going to open a fireworks store. Yeah, I want to go get some fireworks because it's the 4th. The 4th is coming. They should call this day National Fireworks Day. I mean, what ideas do y'all have? What should the day be called? Should it be called Independence Day? Should it be called National Fireworks Day? Should it be called Rib Day? Should it be called Day Off Work? Should it be called Family Get Together? Should it be called, I can't think of another word for picnic, so y'all can get mad at me. Should it be called Picnic, Party in the Park, Party at the Beach? National Grill Day. National Grill Day. Like, what does this day evolve to? You know, we know its origins, and they not that pretty. In some regards, not even worth celebrating. But what really does this day mean to you? And does the reality of how this, y'all ain't talking, nobody's talking to me. I'm talking to the camera today. Nobody's talking, but my main man, Jerome Camphir from Cape Town, South Africa. I love you, brother. And I saw that you hit me this morning. I'm going to hit you back. Nonetheless, what should this day evolve to? Or what has this day evolved to? Have we lost our meaning? Have we lost our way? And what other things? And I'm glad for the disruption of church as normal. In my life, I'm glad for that. I don't know how all of my sons and daughters and my family feel, but I'm glad for it. Because I promise you, I want Jesus. I want my faith. I want my devotion. I want my worship to be real. I want it to be meaningful. I don't want to just go through the motions. It's Sunday, so let's do what we do on Sundays. My teaching and preaching, my time of studying the word, my time of interaction with you, the people of God. I want it to be fresh. I want it to be meaningful. I want it to be purposeful. I want it to be passion. You know, that which comes from the heart goes to the heart. And I want what we do to be meaningful each day, every time I give, every time I pray, every time I preach and teach, every time I interact with people. I want meaningful interaction. That's what I want. And I want that for you. And I think it's facetious. It's unrealistic for me to even expect that this nation would understand what a holy day is. What a holy day is. Now, I do believe in the providence of God. I do believe that the plans of man are many, but it's the purpose of the Lord that will prevail. And a lot of times we don't like the narrative that brings us to the reality. A lot of times we don't like the story. You know, God gives Joseph a dream of him being king or prime minister. He doesn't give them the dream of the journey that takes them there. The journey of where we are and how we got to where we are. Woo! You know, when you go to the movies, you go to see the whole story, not the ending. You don't just go, and the movie start once upon a time, and then it goes to, and they lived happily ever after. Dude, there's a whole plot. And the plot thickens, and there's opposition, there's enemy, there's adversity, that's what makes the movie. Dude, you can't have, what is it? I love the fictitious superhero action. I love that. And In some of the recent movies, they have discovered that the enemy is enemy. The enemy, you find the hero fighting himself. You got to go and see what's going on out here. But they have come to the conclusion that the enemy is not some outside force. It's you, dog. It's you. But what makes it all intriguing is the story. And you are America and the world itself. I see you, Pastor Jerome Camphor. They take off the nose. They take off the lips. Why? Because they don't want even the Sphinx. They don't want them to know that these are black folk made the pyramids. These are black folk, the old statues and whatnot. But that's the story. It's a part of the story. It's an interesting story. It's an interesting story. I have discovered, I've been preaching, teaching for over 40 years, and I have discovered, I tell a lot of my stories and I just talk through it. You know, the Lord wants to live through your story. He wants to live through your story. He wants to manifest his glory through your story. And there are a lot of people, you start quoting scriptures. I can quote a lot of scriptures to you, read them or quote them. But people want to hear your story. Thank God for Moses' story. But what is your story? Your story. Your story has meaning. Your story has purpose. And your story is not always glamorous, glitzy, and it's not always the best story. And here's this. You are not always the star of your story. Like you are always, the truth of the matter is you are not always the good guy in your own story, but it is your story. Did you know that there are times that you are the villain in your story? That you are the opposition, you the trouble in your own story? Your own slothfulness, your own lack, your own laziness, your own disobedience, the way you treated somebody was wrong. What you did was wrong. How you handled your body was wrong. How did you handle your time was wrong. How you managed your money was wrong. What you did was dumb. And it got you in the jam that you're in. But thanks be to God. Light a firecracker. Thanks be to God who gives us the victory, right? Well, same is true in America. It's an ugly past. Ugly, terrible, ugly. Yet I'm proud to be an American. Born in the USA. I'm trying to think of this. I'm feeling for another song, not the national anthem, I think that was a Star Spangled Banner I was singing, but the national anthem. But none of that. Really? What's up, B?
Good morning, sir. How you feeling?
You know I'm live right now.
I am so sorry.
Hey, B, I hit you right back. Peace.
All right, talk to you in a minute. Bye-bye.
You're killing me. Brunson must want some chicken or something. Nonetheless. Things lose their meaning. That's the point. Things lose their meaning. Don't live a life without purpose, without meaning. And on the 4th of July, think through it. Who knows? Pick up a book, read about some things, check some things out. It may not change nothing, but it can add to your memory, your data bank. It can add to your perspective. And tonight, when everybody's blowing up everything and this, that, and the other, ask yourself a question. What does all this mean? You know, there's a 4th of July sale. That's what it means to the corporate America. They got a sale at Saks. They got a sale at whatever, Nordstrom. They got a sale, or you got to get into dealers because we got a special sale, dude. Okay, what y'all doing for the 4th? Yeah, we got it this, we got it that, we got it everywhere you go. People want to capitalize on the 4th. They want to push their products. They want to sell. It's a day of capitalism. What does this stuff mean? Live your life with meaning. Live your life with purpose. All right, people of God, I love you, love you, love you. Thank you all for tuning in, all that are on. We're talking through it. We're talking through it. We're talking through it. I think that the meaning of so many things in our life has lost their meaning, the real purpose of it. Let's try to live our lives with impact and purpose. Okay, I love you, love you, love you. Y'all have a great day. Be safe. Don't eat too much. I got on scale this morning. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like what I see. And here it is, a holiday. It's a holy day. It's a cheat day. It's an eat day. It's a free day. I didn't like it. So I got to do something. Somebody told me recently that I need to lose 20 pounds. Dang. And I tend to agree with them. So what you gonna do? I love you, love you, love you. If y'all love this ministry and you like what we do, you sow into it, be a blessing. All right? And we will see you again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We get back on track, talk about that prosperity, keep that message moving forward. What a word. The seed of disruption, that disrupting seed. Seed disrupts the cycle. The man plants the seed in the woman, her cycle is disrupted. You can disrupt some powerful cycles through the seed. Jesus Christ, the greatest seed ever planted, disrupted the cycle. We're gonna get back into that, and it's gonna be good. Holy Spirit, thank you right now for the grace, God, that's upon your people. Let today be a safe day, a blessed day. Strengthen your people, smile upon us, and give us your favor is my prayer. In Jesus' name, amen. Love you, love you, love you. Till next time, peace to the family.
Thank you for tuning in to The Daily Bread with Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark. Remember to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and share this word with your family and friends.